over here at the Jägermeister workbench and hummingbirds off the deep end. Dave, we are really talking about one of your favorite fish, and that's certainly the blue marlin. So let's just start in the northeast region and work our way south. Tell me a little bit about what I need to know.
Well, if you're going to be fishing for marlin in Florida, northeast was a good place to start. That has probably the second best marlin fishery in the state. Up there, you know, you have to go a little ways to go. Probably want to go to the 27 fathom curve to start fishing there. It's going to be around 60, 65 miles before you start fishing, but there's really good blue marlin out there. And what I would do there is I would start pulling lures. You know, start off the day with some Moldcraft wide ranges, a lure that goes straight in all kinds of weather and can be pulled at any speed from 4 to 15 knots, because you want to cover ground. And the northeast is a place where you want to cover ground to catch your marlins. So just put 4 lures out and drive around till you see something good. If you see something good, then you slow down and you put your baits out, your dead bait lure combos, and slow down to 6 knots if you're in a good spot. And then, you know, from there, from the northeast, going further south, say from like Jupiter to Miami, you know, there's some bonita schools that sit outside a lot of those inlets down there, Lake Worth and Jupiter and Fort Lauderdale Inlet. You know, there's some bonita schools that hang out there in the summertime. If you catch one of those little decent sized bonitas, and while you're fishing for kingfish and everything else on the kites, you put that little bonita out. If you fish every day that you can, and do that during the summer, you're going to catch a little blue marlin, and probably a little white marlin.
300 pounders? What you're thinking about?
Yeah, exactly. And you can use up to a 10-pound bonita and still catch a 100-pound blue marlin on it. So, you know, put a bonita out and you'll do the same thing. Now down in the Keys, you know, you got the guys who are catching a lot of them on ballyhoos out in 400 feet of water trying to catch dolphins. But if you really want to target them, you got to go out to the wall. You got to go out to 1,000 feet of water and pull lures again, because this is a place where you're not going to get a ton of bites.
So you're going to go up in size, Dave, for marlin
in
the Keys, or are you going to stay small?
I would stay smaller size again. You know, about as big. This is about as big a lure as I would pull, and that's a jet. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be a dish rag back there. So, you know, you want things that don't swim around a whole lot and are small enough that a blue marlin of any size, or even a white marlin, will jump on it. Now, a white marlin will jump on this bait just like a blue marlin will. And this has a big silhouette in the water when it's pushing along, so it'll attract that big blue marlin too.
So I think it's probably safe to say southwest, central, west, northwest. You got to run out so far. It's not something that we should take time to talk about. So let's talk about the panhandle, for Apalachicola to Pensacola.
That again, to fish up there, you're fishing against a lot of really good people, and to be a good marlin fisherman in the Panhandle or the Gulf of Mexico or anywhere else for that matter, you have to be good at all 3 deals. You have to be good at pulling lures. You have to know when to pull lures, and in the Gulf of Mexico, you'll pull lures until you see something good, a weed line, a fish eating, you know, something that tells you that, hey, that might, or you start getting little white marlin bites on your bigger lures. Hey, I got to slow down and put my baits out now. So you slow down and you put out, you know, dead baits, your dead ballyhoos and whatnot, and you try to get as many white marlin bites and big, you know, mackerels or whatever to get your blue marlin bites. If you see a blue marlin eating something, if you see a blue marlin tearing up a school of tunas, that's when you get your live baits out. And you catch a live bait and you put your live bait out right there at that big wreck, you know, a big oil rig, or a big section of underwater mountain or something that you know is going to holding, or you saw a fish. That's when you put your live baits out. So to be a good marlin fisherman, you have to be good at all 3. You have to be a good lure fisherman, you have to be a good dead bait fisherman, and you have to be a good live bait fisherman. And in Florida, it's pretty easy to do all 3 of those things in one day, because we have readily available bait, we have plenty of, you know, lures obviously, and good dead bait. So